Thomas E. Castello never existed, admitted the late Tal Levesque, originator of the Dulce Base myth. Now, according to the author of a new, highly recommended, fascinating and thought-provoking book, Saucers, Spooks and Kooks, UFO Disinformation in the Age of Aquarius, Adam Gorightly stated that just a few months before finishing the first draft of his book, he was informed that Tal passed away on December 21st, 2018, quote, to his final resting place in the inner earth, where he'll no doubt be reunited with friends and lovers like Richard Shaver and Mary Martin. As it is above, so it is below, unquote. Now, Adam Gorightly continues, quote, during our multi-year correspondence, Tal repeatedly claimed that Thomas Castello was a real person and that the Dulce Base material was authentic. Nonetheless, I continued to press him during our email exchanges, never directly calling him out on what I suspected his role was in the creation of the Dulce Base mythos, but just asking the questions again and again in different ways until at last the dam broke and Tal shared the truth, or at least something close to that. The question I posed that elicited Tal's final email to me concerned an alleged interview of Thomas Edwin Castello that surfaced in the 1980s, an artifact which I always assumed originated with Tal. My question: when did this interview with Castello take place? I thought he was in hiding after 1989. Tal's email response was as follows, quote, you still do not get it. Thomas Edwin Castello is a creation, a myth. I took rantings from a heavily drugged woman, Ann West, also known as Cherry Hinkle, made corrections to stuff that was really wrong, added my own real research, and mixed it together. That was the basis of the two original Dulce Base articles. Literally, I made 100 large envelope packets with supporting material about underground bases, genetic research, hidden science, research and development, and so on, and sent the material to authors and lecturers who then mixed it into their talks, articles, and books. This made it look like it was coming from more than one source. You see, I had a copy of the 1959 RAND project on deep construction. My friend's father designed improvements on the tube shuttle system. He worked with Werner von Braun. I would go on vacations with them to Edwards Air Force Base. VIP stuff. My father worked for Magic. I worked in advanced project development, later as counterintelligence and as a security supervisor. I mixed stuff I was not supposed to make public into the Dulce myth. The goal was to manipulate ufology into another direction, away from the boring lights in the sky stuff, to affect the public imagination. So Norio Hayakawa was right. I was behind a mind game. When it caught on, I could not reveal what was true and what was not. I had to protect Cherry Hinkle was out of her mind and keep it going. Later, Cherry and I had a falling out when she went public on Facebook saying she was the secret source. But source of what? Have you ever read any of her porno Dulce revelations? The interview never happened. It was creative writing. I asked several people to submit questions for Thomas Edwin Castello, then sent them to Cherry, and this was done twice. She answered the question as if she was Thomas Edwin Castello. I do not think he ever existed, but I'm not going public with that opinion. Are you kidding? Look at how the Dulce myth has changed ufology and sci-fi. Unquote. This is Norio Hayakawa of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, USA.